There will never be another opportunity, quite like the one before us now, to take Edmonton to the next level. I think the situation in which we find ourselves is unique. We're approaching 1 million people. We have some really big, important, and identity-forming challenges ahead of us. I think we ought to ask ourselves more often, what kind of city do we want to be? Over the last few years, I think a clearer picture has emerged for where we want Edmonton to be in the future. We envision ourselves as a top 5 city, mid-sized city by 2030, with a top 20 university by 2020. What we're really looking for in Edmonton at this point is recognition on the world stage. Now, a number of organizations are working to make these goals achievable, obviously, but one in particular that I wanted to highlight, as you've seen with the Lego, the City of Edmonton, I think has done a great job with the Transforming Edmonton collection of plans. These plans really outline a way forward for Edmonton for the next 10 to 15 years, and I encourage you to check them out online and to get involved if you haven't already. I think there's 3 key things we need to achieve the recognition that we seek. We need to stop building out and accelerate building up. We need density. We need to make sure that all Edmontonians and people around the world know about all the great things that Edmonton has to offer. We need storytelling. And we need to make sure that smart, innovative people stay in Edmonton and that we attract others to join us. We need the creative economy. This is your image. Our focus has to remain local, however. If we can succeed at making Edmonton a better place for Edmontonians, I think global recognition will come. So I'm going to show 5 things that positively impact the lives of Edmontonians that we're known for around the world, and 5 things that we're not. And feel free to cheer for your favorite. So Edmonton is known around the world as a leader in environmental sustainability. Last year we were named the most sustainable city in Canada, and just this last week we received another 3 awards for our environmental work. Each year, our focus on recycling and composting helps to divert 60% of our residential waste from landfill. Public schools have been in the news a lot lately, obviously, for closures, but let's not forget that we have one of the best education systems around. Time magazine has called Edmonton Public North America's most imitated and admired public education system. We're also home to Canada's largest health region, and we're known as world leaders in health service delivery and research. We have great organizations here, such as the Stollery Children's Hospital, the Mazankowski Heart Institute. We also home to over 200 biotechnology companies doing some really innovative research, companies like the makers of Cold Effects, for instance. Festivals, it's festival season starting. We have dozens of festivals in Edmonton each year. We're known as Canada's Festival City. I'm sure you all have a favorite. Mine's the International Fringe Festival. Festivals rely on volunteers, which is another thing we're known for. 46% of us have volunteered in the last year. Edmonton water. I should have put a tap, but you all know it, I know it. People around the world are starting to realize that Edmonton tap water tastes great. EPCOR has won a number of awards for its water treatment facilities, and that's why they were chosen to build the water supply for the Vancouver 2010 Winter Games. Now for the not-so-positives. Edmonton is ranked 9th among the sunniest cities in Canada, 7th if you look at just the coldest part of the year. Toronto, in comparison, is ranked 33rd and 52nd, respectively. Yet in Toronto, they have Canada's largest solar research facility. Why aren't we exploiting all of that sunshine for Edmontonians? At around $49 million per year, for an average annual snowfall of 124 centimeters, our budget for snow removal is in line with other cities across the country. Yet in a recent survey, 60% of us were really not happy about snow removal. Instead of throwing more money at the problem, why don't we try and create the world's best snow removal processes and technologies? Our crown jewel is the River Valley. It cuts right through the center of the city, the largest stretch of urban parkland in North America. And because of that, obviously we need bridges, something we used to be known for. When the High Level opened in 1913, it was the first in Canada to carry 4 modes of transportation. We need new bridges in Edmonton, so why not aim for that world recognition again? Our fashion industry in Edmonton is small but growing. Our Fashion Week recently expanded in size and scope. Internationally recognized designers have come from Edmonton, such as Michael Kay, and up-and-comers like Sid Needham are looking to our climate for inspiration. So as Ken likes to ask, why aren't we the winter fashion capital of the world? Our transit system. LRT, when it was built in 1978, was the first modern light rail line in North America. We had streetcars in 1908, motor buses in 1932. Yet today, we really lag behind other cities. It's silly that I have to wait out in the cold for a bus with absolutely no idea how long I'm going to be waiting for. Why aren't we the leaders in transit science? So back to my three things: density, storytelling, and creative economy. I think density is key. It creates so many network efficiencies that are unique to cities for communication, for service delivery, all kinds of things. And there's challenges, of course, but we need to exploit the possibilities of urbanization, maybe using Lego. Storytelling, I think, is really key, and I want you to think about it quite broadly. Lots of people around the world know us because of West Edmonton Mall, not because it was once the largest mall in the world, but because it was once the largest mall in the world with Edmonton in its name. There's some great organizations in Edmonton that simply do not help our brand recognition. These are some of the amazing initiatives and organizations in Edmonton that are working to cultivate the creative economy. And I think unique to Edmonton, they're doing it together. Organizations like Art Scene, which was mentioned earlier, which connects young professionals with arts organizations, they're becoming a model for similar organizations across the country. I think we need to make sure that these groups can continue to be successful at what they do. Another example is TEDx Edmonton, that's where this photo comes from, which was an event that happened back in March. It brought together over 100 creative Edmontonians to meet one another, to share ideas, and it got us world recognition. We were recognized by TED Worldwide for the quality of our event. If we can nail these three things, if we can nail density, storytelling, and the creative economy, I believe that Edmonton can be the city that all other cities want to be. I think it starts with us. I encourage you to find something that you're passionate about, do it here in Edmonton. Never be afraid to say that you're from Edmonton. If you take local action, we can achieve global recognition. Thank you.